How's it going, everybody? So, I'm sure you remember back in July when I did my 51st 50 So, I remember nope. So, I'm sure you remember back in July when I did my 51st video review of Homeward Bound and I gave it Oz yeah because that movie is awesome. Well, the plan was to review Beethoven was to review Homeward Bound 2 right after that. I just got it in last week, and we watched it right after the last review, which was Beethoven 2, which is ironic because Beethoven 1 was my 50th. And it gets the awes, yeah. Homeward Bound 2 starts off almost exactly the same way as the first one does, whereas the family is living in San Francisco now, where they were originally moving in the first one, but they ended up taking the dogs and the cat with them. They're going on a vacation this time instead of moving away. And the animals, of course, again, think that they're abandoning them. So they run away to try to find them, and they get lost in the streets of San Francisco and have to fight the crazy dog catchers like in every movie. Not as good as Spooky Buddy, crazy dog catchers, but they get lost in San Francisco. Michael J. Fox is awesome again, voicing Chance, and all the voice acting is great in this movie. Chance has a love interest, and there's some pretty deep characterization for one of these movies with Chance, trying to figure out where he belongs, and everybody trying to, tell him, for Chance trying to. It's basically around Chance more than any other dogs this time, and you don't really feel as deeply that the dogs might never get home like in the first one. That's the only problem with this movie that I found was that there were so many characters that it kind of was stretched a little bit thin. Like there was like the dogs that live, or stray dogs, kind of like the dog gang, and there's just too many of them. If they cut down a few, it probably would have been better. Sinbad was the leader of the dogs. That was funny. But the acting was good. The voice acting is good, and it's great that the dogs don't move their mouths. So I hate that. But you don't get the same feeling that you did in the first one, which I guess because it wasn't such a great of a journey. It wasn't really more of a journey movie, more as about Chance and where he belongs and stuff like that. And but it's great though. I mean, it's not as awesome as the first one, but that's one of the best animal movies of all time in my opinion. So it's hard to follow up something like that. But I recommend this to anyone who likes family movies, animal movies, heartwarming movies. It's just fun, and it's enjoyable, unlike 90% of these movies that I watch, so it's always nice. But that was 80, so only 20 more to go after that. So that's cool. It's all downhill from here. 20 sounds like such a small number compared to 100. It's like a fifth almost. But yeah, again, definitely Oz, yeah. This movie's great. Thumbs up all around. Michael J. Fox is so good in this movie, and the first one, as Shadow and Sassy. It's just great characters. I mean, I don't even know another animal movie where I like remember the characters so well as in the Homeward Bound movies, the live action at least. I mean, there's good animated ones like Fox and the Hound and stuff like that. All Dogs Go to Heaven 1. But yeah, I mean, check this one. If for some reason you were not watching this one, you've seen the first one because you thought the sequel was bad. I mean, I've heard people say that the sequel, this movie's bad, and it's not. So check it out if you haven't seen it. I highly recommend it to you and all of your things that you are. So yeah.